Hello, everyone. My name is Melissa Faust from stampwithmelissa.com, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Minnesota, which is in the United States. And I have been a demonstrator for almost 7 years. If you are watching today's video, please leave a comment, say hello if you're watching the replay or watching live. Let me know you're watching with me. I like to chat back with you while I'm live. That's the fun of doing lives over pre-recorded videos, right? Hey, Alicia. Welcome. Sorry, I'm like a minute late. It's because my desktop view was giving me problems. So I was like switching between Wi-Fi's and like Wi-Fi versus no Wi-Fi, and it was just a mess. So anyway, we're here now. This video is being live streamed on Tuesday, March 14th, 2023. That is also known as Pi Day. Happy Pi Day. If you don't know what Pi Day is, it's just about the happiest day in the world for people who love math, and that's me. I have a degree in math. Hey, Keisha, we've missed you. Welcome. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Lori. Hi, Deborah. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, Pi Day's pretty exciting. Hey, Mom. So I actually work in accounting, which is it is math because it's numbers, but like usually if you're going to work in accounting, you get a degree in accounting, right? And so today my team's background was like of actual pies that had pie symbols in them. And I came in and I was the only one. And I said, you know what, that's okay because I'm the math major here. So welcome everyone. Okay. So not only am I excited that, oh, nice. Deborah's neighborhood has pies at their community center tonight. Oh, that's awesome. Yay. Well, not yay that you had surgery, but yay that you're back. So yeah, we're excited to have you back, Keisha. I've been thinking about you because I'm like, she hasn't been on. Anyway, but not only are we doing Pi Day today or live on Pi Day, but we're also going to be working with a stamp set that like I fell in love with back in November when I saw this catalog. So it's been what, like 5 months or something? No, 4 months. 4 months. I can do math. Yeah, I should be able to, right? So it is the sea turtle stamp set. And I absolutely love it because turtles are my absolute favorite animal. I don't know why. I've never had a pet turtle. I wanted a pet turtle. I still want a pet turtle, but they way outlive humans. So you kind of have to like guarantee that you have a good life for them after you go away, you know, because they'll probably still be alive. So anyway, oh, Deborah, you love turtles too. Yes, I love that. Oh, so sweet. Okay, so before we get started today, I wanted to just mention I do still have 2 things going on other than my weekly class to go, which I will talk about in just a second when I flip my screen down. The first is that I have the Stampin' Cross Country virtual retreat. I talked about it a little bit last week. It's going to be super duper fun. A bunch of you have already signed up. And I still have room to take lots more. So please join us if you are able to. It is a virtual retreat happening on April 21st and 22nd. If you're not able to make those dates, that's okay. The replays are available for you. Obviously, it's a ton of fun to join in, but if you're not able to, that's okay. We understand that. So the second thing is my Club Create. We are featuring the Irresistible Blooms bundle this month in Club. That is one of the new online exclusives. Hopefully you've had a chance to check those out because they're awesome and things are already like selling out. So basically the deal real quick with the online exclusives is there are items that will not ever appear in a catalog. They're online exclusives, right? So they're only online. If they're super duper popular, Stampin' Up! Said that they'll just continue to bring them back. And if they're not super popular and they sell out, then they'll just be gone. So we don't really, as demonstrators, we don't really know like what's staying, what's going, whatever. So we're in it with you. So I would just say, if you like something, buy it because I don't know if it's going to be around forever. Hey, Debbie, welcome. So that's my advice there. But if you have questions, please let me know. But anyway, I'm going to drop a link into the comments here. So on both Facebook and YouTube, there is a link that says register for retreat and club. And then it's actually a site on my website or a page on my website that I wanted to mention, make sure you're all aware of. And that will always be updated with any current classes I have going on. So you can bookmark that page if you want, and you can always know what I have going on there, okay? The other way to know is my newsletter. But I have noticed that there are some other demos that I love, and I subscribe to their newsletters, and they've been going to my junk folder lately. So please check. I do send out a Tuesday newsletter as well as a few other emails every week. If you have not received anything from me lately, please check. Please check your junk and spam folders, because I don't know if like something, I don't know, like all of the ones that I'm subscribed to have been going to my junk folder, and that's irritating. So anyway, okay, let's go ahead. We're going to start stamping because we've got something very difficult to do today. And that is, well, does anybody want to guess? I'm just going to put this out there. Does anybody want to guess the difficult thing that we have to do to it, like in today's card class? I think we only have to do it on one card. Yep. No, 2 cards. We have to do it on 2 cards. Take a guess in the comments. Lori, thanks so much. So Lori's talking about my Saturday videos. I have that card here. This is my little bin. These are all the cards I need to like see. Like this one is in here. Oh, Alicia got it. Fussy cutting. Fussy cutting. Lori, you're close. We are going to do the reverse stamp, but we are going to do that, I think, on all 3. So yeah, it's fussy cutting. That is the difficult thing we have to do today. But Lori, to mention my Saturday videos, so that was my bin. Those are all the cards I need to add an inside to. Yeah, so that's my pile of cards to like make pretty on the inside too. But this is the card that I made on this past Saturday's video. It was all about die cutting. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. I know lots of people have questions sometimes on die cutting. That seems to be like a big barrier into getting into stamping because you're so scared. So please check it out. I know that a few of you who have been die cutting for forever have watched it too. And you were like, I learned new tips. So that's awesome. Okay, so let's get started with this week's class. We are working with 2 stamp sets. That's why this book is looking so funny. First, Sea Turtle. It is on page 29. You can see it here. And the reason we're going to work with 2 sets today is because this one has no sentiments, okay? But let me talk about Sea Turtle. It is a reversible stamp set, so that's what Lori was kind of suggesting here, which means that you use this side. Uh-oh, I froze. Did I freeze for you guys? Okay. Oh, there we go. Right as I was going to use the front camera. You use this side for the detail, but then you actually flip it over and use the back side to fill in your image. How cool is that? And so all of the stamps in here, there are 8 stamps. All of the stamps in here you get to do that with, which is pretty neat. So we've got that, which also means that we have to use our chamois tonight because we're going to have to clean as we go. And then we're also going to use Kind and Sincere, which is beautiful. The only thing it's missing is Happy Birthday, but that's okay because we can make do. So this one is a cling mount stamp. There are 3 words. We're going to use all 3 tonight. So 3 words that are kind of the big script and then a bunch of little add-ons here. I like this one that says you too. So you can do congratulations, you too. And that would be a beautiful wedding card. So, okay, so that's what we've got. Let me show you the cards I've shared already this week. The first few are going to look very similar. So this is the one I shared on Monday. It folds out like this. And this was actually my team's mystery card challenge from our team meeting last week. This is my stepped up version. This is the same thing. Do you guys ever do that? You like a card so much you make multiples of it? All the time. So this is a different version I did that's stepped up, right? This is probably the most stepped up. Then this is the medium stepped up. And this one uses DSP. And when you use DSP, it shows the back side. So just know that. Okay. You don't have either of these stamp sets, Alicia. And then this is the one with the measurements I gave to my team, which was a pretty, I said it's simplified because I want them to be able to layer and add things on as they want. So I gave them basically like the basic measurements that they needed. And then they got to go to town. So I've been loving, we do creative challenge every month. So this is our creative challenge this month is they all have to make this card. Well, they don't have to, they can make this card and share it in our team Facebook group. And then they go into a drawing for a prize. So it's pretty fun. So I've been loving to see what everybody's making with that. It's a cool fold. And then this card was the card I shared today, Tuesday. And yeah, that's funny. Lori said, Alicia, you're probably going to want these stamp sets now. Yeah. This is the card I shared today, and it actually comes right out of this mini catalog. I cased the mini catalog. You can see the card I cased right here. Okay, so this one uses So Saffron as the base and then Calypso Coral for the starfish. I flipped those. I used Calypso Coral for the base and So Saffron for the starfish. How fun is that? And then I also used a different sentiment. And this little like latticey piece. I want to call it a net, but like that sounds real bad. So we're not calling it a net. We're going to call it lattice texture. Okay. This is actually from the milkshake bundle, which is kind of cool. It's like that waffle pattern. And the one they used here is from the, what is it called? Texture Chic set. I think that's what it's called. It has the word chic in it. It's either Seasons of Chic. I think that's the name of the suite. Seasons of Chic. So I think it's the Texture Chic suite, which is really hard to say. But anyway, let's go ahead. I'm going to show you real quick the three. Oh, I have to tilt my cards. Did you see how I just tried to do that? I'm working on like kind of a, not hard, but like exhausting project at work. And so my brain's semi not here. Anyway, these are the three cards we're going to make tonight. If you would like these card kits to make the cards yourself, or you can, change things up a little bit, you can place an order in my online store this week through Friday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. We got lots of holidays this week. You can place an order there of $35 or more, and that will get you actually 2 of each of these cards or kits for them. So you can make 6 total. If you place a $50 order, you can make the 6 cards, and you'll get a pack of the rustic metallic dots for all the cards. We use it on all the cards. So let's go ahead. We're going to get started because we've got some fussy cutting to do. And you know how I feel about that. So this is the first card. It says, "Thanks for being so kind." So it's kind of a thank you card, but in a little bit of a sneaky way, right? We didn't use the giant thanks sentiment on this one. And so for this card kit, you'll get a thick basic white. Thanks, Lori. I like doing 2 because I think if you want to copy me exactly, you can, but the second one you could change up if you want, right? Or you could do 2 the same or 2 completely different, but that's kind of my thought. Also, because I know some of you like to keep a card. So this way you at least send one, right? And that's why I do 2 each instead of just 1. You'll also have a basic white layer. You'll have a basic white scrap to stamp and then fussy cut, I know. Your turtle, and then we're going to do one of the sentiments on there as well. You'll have a piece. This is the By the Bay specialty paper. So look how pretty that is. So here's the other side there, total beachy. And here's that shiny, like, what are those called? Fancy folds or whatever. And then you can see, so you'll possibly get different patterns than me, but they've got that navy blue base in there. There's that one as well. Then you'll have a Night of Navy strip, and you'll have another strip of basic white for your other sentiments. So let's go ahead and get started. You're going to want a foam mat, like this Stampin' Pierce mat for your turtle because he's big. I am going to use Granny Apple Green ink, and we are going to ink this turtle up. And I've got it on the detailed side first. Okay, make sure we get it all nice and inky. And then we're going to go ahead and stamp him down. I really tried to get away without having to fussy cut the turtle, but I just couldn't do it. This turtle set, Lori, and the Kind and Sincere set are both in the mini catalog, the purple one. All right, so now what we're going to do, because it's reversible, is we're going to clean off our turtle. Okay, and then we're going to peel them off. Stick the detailed side up, so the side that you think you'd stamp on, and we're going to stick that down onto our block, okay? I'm just going to grab a messy, very messy scrap paper real quick because I am going to stamp the turtle off, and I'm not going to stamp it right in there because I learned my lesson the hard way last week. Okay. Deborah, I like to stamp the details first because I find it easier to line up with the darker. So whatever is darker, I think it's just easier to line it up that way. But total like preference there. So this time you can see I've got that solid filler image and I'm inking or stamping it off. So now I'm going to go back over. I do still need to get my head over this, so I do apologize for that. And then I just kind of, look at the head, and I looked kind of for the back feet and do that. And voila, there we go. You could use a different color too, but I liked the Granny Apple Green stamped off. Okay, so we've got that. Then on the bottom here, I'm going to add our little sentiment that says, "Thanks for being so." And we are going to use Night of Navy ink. Sorry, I've got the sniffles today. All right, let's stamp that right on the bottom here. Beautiful. Okay. And we'll close up this ink pad. Oh, you know what? We should stamp our other sentiment, huh? Reopen this ink pad. Actually, we don't need the foam mat because these ones are cling mount. So let's just set that there. Reopen Night of Navy and grab our word kind. Okay, and my kind is cut up more, so I just have to be conscious that I have like a wide margin at the bottom. So when I stamp down, okay. So then we'll just stamp that here. Beautiful. Now we'll close this up. And I'm going to quick trim this sentiment. That's why I wanted to do it at the end. We are going to trim this side a little bit as well. Okay, so we've got that all trimmed. And now let's go ahead. Let's fussy cut. If you are newer here, this is one of my least favorite things ever. I do not enjoy fussy cutting. And usually there's like people, you know, I think you can compare it with coloring and tying bows. So if you had to rank them, coloring would be number 1. Tying bows would be number 2, like right smack dab in the middle. I don't mind it. It's not my favorite thing, but I don't mind it. And fussy cutting goes way at the bottom of the list. And I feel like those are the 3 like that everyone has the biggest opinion on whether they like them or not. Those are the 3. Hey, Robin. Yeah, better late than never. Welcome. We are just fussy cutting, so you know, you didn't miss much. Oh, thanks, Deborah. Deborah likes the Granny Apple Green. Parakeet Party. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. Parakeet Party is really pretty too. So, okay. All right. We're getting them cut. You know how it goes. Spin that around. We'll get rid of that. Slowing me down. Okay. We'll trim this. And see, I wanted to show you how to do the reversible stamps. Otherwise, I could have fussy cut before. Huh. Oh, well, you guys don't mind, right? Okay, so now we've got that fussy cut. We can put everything together. So first what I'm going to do is grab my silicone craft mat. And I've got my piece here. I'm just flipping it over. And I'm going to grab my liquid glue. And on this right-hand side, I'm just going to put a strip of glue. And then we're going to lay down our Night of Navy. Okay, it's going to go off one end. Totally fine, but I'm also using liquid glue so I have time to wiggle it because you can see that's crooked. So you have time to kind of play around with it. Make sure it's got the margin you want. Okay, that looks good to me. And then we can go ahead and trim off this end. Okay. All righty. Let's see. Oh, hey, Beth, welcome. I'm glad we're making your day better. Yes, I do think the turtle would look good in any of the greens too. I do agree with that. All right, so I've added some seal to the back of that. We're going to line this up. I'm making sure that the margins on the top, bottom, and left-hand side are equal. Add some seal to the back there, and we'll get it layered onto our card base. Okay. And I love the By the Bay Designer Series paper. Really looks good. Like, it looks so good with all of these too. That's why I actually did make, I made one more. I'll show you. I made this one too that has like the waves. So, but I couldn't decide which pattern I like the best, so I had to choose 3 different ones. All right, so here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut way up this. So basically to make my banner end, I'm going to cut way up the middle here. And then I'm going to trim off and trim, making sure it's about even-ish. It's always hard to tell when I'm live. And we've got that. Okay, so now we're going to add some dimensionals to the back of our turtle. We're going to be, you know, a little excessive here, because why not, right? Okay, so we've got dimensionals. Let's peel off those backings, and we're going to get our turtle placed first before we put our sentiment down, right? Like he's swimming out of the ocean. He's just the cutest thing. I can't take it. All right. Then I'm going to actually just add seal. I wanted the turtle to kind of stand out a little bit more on its own. So our sentiment is going to stay down flat. We will just go ahead, line up our thanks for being so. And then we're going to tuck that under a little. And you can kind of play like how far forward or back do you want it to be? I'm going to bring it forward a little and set it like that. There we go. All right, and then let's finish this one off with some rustic metallic dots. So we'll grab a big one, set that there, and then we'll grab a little one and set it there. I'm going to be totally candid with you guys. When I was designing this card, I wanted to put these over here, but then I thought it looked like the turtle was pooping, so I didn't do that. That is full transparency, and I just felt like I had to let you all know. Anyway, so here's card number 1. Let's go on. Oh, I see. I just lost two viewers after I said that. Sorry. That's okay. My number just dropped down, so that's fine. That's fine. All right, here is card number 2, and this one I think is actually probably my favorite. See, you guys are my people because you're laughing. All right, so here's card number 2. This one I thought was kind of fun with the crumb cake. And oh, thanks, Keisha. It was fun with the crumb cake. And I know we have a color called Sahara Sand, but I feel like crumb cake is just a prettier sand color. Am I allowed to say that? Hello, Jules from Maryland. Welcome. Oh, thanks, Lori. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start stamping, and then I'm going to tell you a little something while I stamp, okay? But I'm going to grab this congratulations stamp. It is giant. So here's my dilemma. I was like, what do I do with this? Because I want to use it, but how do I put it somewhere without like blocking the turtle? So I decided to use it. Right, Beth? That's what I'm saying. I decided to use it as the background here with soft suede ink, which is just a little bit darker. Now, I don't use soft suede super often. I do use it like somewhat, but I don't use it super often. But I do love crumb cake. And so basically I want to kind of make sure that people can tell it says congratulations, right? Because then we're going to add R in order. So, you know, I'm going to just kind of stamp my own little background here with this stamp. So, okay. So what I'm going to tell you is that Stampin' Up! Has announced that they're doing a color refresh, right? If you are like, I think I talked about it last week. We don't know how many colors are going. We don't know what colors are going. I don't have any information. We do know that the 5 ink colors are going Evening Evergreen, Fresh Freesia, Pale Papaya, Polished Pink, and Soft Succulent. Those ones are all leaving us because it's their time to go. However, it is very possible that one of them or 2 of them could make it into the refresh. We just don't know. Okay. But anyway, so there's been a lot of talk on like demonstrator pages about like what colors are you okay seeing if they go? And I'm just curious what you guys think. Like what colors are you like, if it left, I wouldn't be that sad, because for me, I would not be sad about Sahara Sand leaving. I just can never get it to look right. I just can't. And I know that I'm probably not supposed to say that because I should give it a shot, but I just can't get it to look right. So I don't know. Anyway, I didn't tell you what's in this card kit, so let me do that. Blushing Bride, really interesting. And it's very interesting to hear people say what colors that they wouldn't mind seeing go either, because sometimes like Blushing Bride, I use that all the time. And somebody the other day I was talking to said soft sea foam, and I was like, no, that's my color. So it's very interesting. And then when I said Sahara Sand, somebody else was like, I use it all the time, and I was like, well, I don't, you know. It's very interesting. Anyway, this card kit comes with a crumb cake card base, a crumb cake layer that we stamped on. Oh, interesting, Alicia. Okay. Mary Merlot and Sahara Sand are your 2, Deborah. Okay. Yeah, okay, Deborah's with me. Yeah, I'd be fine with both of those colors leaving and the other 2 staying. You'll also have several die cuts from the Stylish Shapes dies. So you'll have a square, a banner, and 2 little circles. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to start with this banner here. Well, not start. We already started. You hope they keep polished pink. I do like polished pink. It is pretty. I have been using Melon Mambo more, and I think it's more of just like I'm trying to get used to the fact that polished pink is leaving. Maybe. We don't know. Probably. Anyway, so I'm going to stamp R in order, the sentiment R in order, with Night of Navy onto this banner. And I'm going to stamp it over to the right-hand side because the left-hand side is going to get tucked under my turtle. Okay. Granny Apple Green and Balmy Blue stay. Okay, see, and I would be okay with Balmy Blue leaving as long as we keep Pool Party. Gray Granite. I've been using Gray Granite lately. Yeah, I don't know. I've been using Gray Granite lately. I don't use it often. That's for sure. So you never use Highland Heather. See, isn't it so interesting? Like, oh, it's just so interesting. Okay, well, we'll find out. Maybe I'll have to do some kind of like bracket or something to see what's staying and what's going, and see who gets closest, right? It's not an easy gray. Yeah, I agree, but I do use it way more than Smoky Slate. I never use Smoky Slate. So, okay, so we're going to use Granny Apple Green again. Now, this turtle is already flipped on the reversible side from our first card. So that's what we're going to focus on here, but I only really have to ink up the top portion because it's going to get stamped off. So we're going to stamp off once, and then I'm going to go ahead and stamp right into this square. And so see, so Robin, you were asking earlier if I thought the details were easier. This one is simply so, you know, convenience. I don't have to clean. Oh, I missed a spot. We're going to hope that gets covered by some of the details. This one's just so I don't have to clean it. I would cry too. If they got rid of Pool Party, I would also cry. Pool Party and Crumb Cake are the perfect beachy colors, and nobody can change my mind on that. Balmy Blue is one of your favorites, and Highland Heather. Yeah, maybe I'll have to see what I can do with a bracket. And we'll just see. We'll see. Because I do not have any idea. And demonstrators get to find out in about 2 weeks. So I can't wait. All right. So now I'm inking up this turtle again. I'm going to have to get my head over it. And I do think it's harder to do the detail second, but not impossible. Okay. Yes, Lori, that is a great point. So Lori was saying that, oh, see, I stamped it off a little bit. So I think it's definitely easier to do the detail than the filler, but that's okay. If you've got the refill. So that's a great suggestion. And actually one that I follow, like in my personal crafting, is every single time I buy an ink pad, I buy the refill right away. So I know I have it, because whenever your ink, you know, loses the color and you need to re-ink it, you don't want to be stuck. You don't want to be like, oh, well, I don't have it. Darn it. You know, so that is a great tip there, Lori. I would definitely recommend, if you just take a look through your ink pads, and if you don't have the refill for it, make sure you order it, because as soon as they announce the retiring colors, they're going to be gone. Also, those 5 I listed earlier that are in colors, they 4 of the ink pads, all of them except Evening Evergreen, are already on low inventory. So if they are actually going and they're on low inventory and they sell out, I don't know that Stampin' Up will bring them back. So yeah, it's all up for the chopping block. Okay, so you can see there I stamped the larger starfish in Calypso Coral. I'm going to do the smaller one now in Pool Party, because we love Pool Party. And so I've got that detail right onto that small circle. Then you can see I did the same thing here with the starfish. I cleaned it off, or I'm sorry, with the big starfish. Cleaned it off, and we're going to flip it. Okay, and ink that up, and then we'll stamp it off and stamp it on our little. It moved a little bit, so I'm not going to be perfect. And you know what else happened? I'm going to show you this. That's funny. I must have inked it off right where I had just done that turtle. Look at the bottom part. It's green. It's kind of cool looking. I love it. Happy accident, right? Okay, so let's see. Deborah loves Pool Party too. Hey, Louise, welcome. Oh yeah, that's a good tip, Lori. She said that's what she got last week for my bunny class. So if you'd like to get this week's class, you might want to get your ink refills. Yeah, thanks, Alicia. I know, isn't that funny how it just happened? Oh, of course, Deborah. So Deborah said she's never seen the reversible stamps. They are pretty fun to work with. We also have that mountain stamp set that's really, well, bundle that's really fun to work with too. But really, any photopolymer stamp that's symmetrical, you can do it with. So, or mostly symmetrical. The third card we're going to do, they are reversible stamps, but it actually is not symmetrical and it still looks cool. So, all right. So I added that panel on with dimensionals. Then we're going to add these on with dimensionals. So let's flip them all over and we're going to go to town. You might want to add some dimensionals on your list for this week too. Because yeah, we're going crazy. All right, I'm not going to add it to the small circle yet because we got to see where that's going to land. So let's peel off the backings. And we're going to start with our square that has the turtle on it and place that down first. Okay, so that's going to go right about here. Then I'm going to go to my banner because we want that to tuck under. And it'll stick right about there. Then we'll go to this guy and I put one dimensional down. So we are going to grab some seal like right across from it. Okay. And we'll stick that down. And I want it to cover the bottom of this banner as well. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our snips, add a dimensional to the end and peel off the backing. And then we're going to sneak it like slightly under, but like right here. You can use a mini too. It is a little bit easier to fussy cut. You're right. And then we're just going to stick that right on top of that. Oh, that's awesome. Louise is set for the color refresh. That is awesome. Way to go, Louise. All right, let's add some rustic metallic dots. We're going to put one right there and a little guy right there and another little guy across the way. So sometimes I like to go boop, boop, boop and like trace across, you know what I mean? Using your imaginary ruler. Okay, so there is card number 2, which is probably my favorite. I love it. It's a simple layout and it's just it's fun colors, yeah. And yeah, I don't know. And we had a little happy accident there, which was fun too. Okay, let's go. Let me take a quick drink. And let's go to card number 3. This one reminds me of an aquarium because look at how fun that is. So we are actually fussy cutting our sentiment this time. What was I thinking? Well, really what I was thinking is I kept stamping it and trying to leave it across and like trimming and trimming and trimming it down. And it just took up too much space and I did not like it. So I fussy cut it. And that's what we're going to do on this last card. Okay. All right. So this one has got a pool party card base, a pool party layer that will be embossed for you with the painted texture 3D embossing folder. I thought it looked kind of like water. And we've got this Calypso coral layer. And this is one of those online exclusives also. Let me find the die set here. It is called the Radiating Stitches dies. How beautiful are these? So this is the like second die here. So this is the large one. And then these two are pretty similar-ish in size. Thanks, Deborah. And so we're using this one right here. And it creates this just kind of fun little detailed rectangle that I thought was super neat. Then you'll have a piece of basic white. This is going to lay inside of that rectangle. And you'll have a strip of basic white to do your sentiment, okay? So we're going to start with stamping and grabbing my foam mat and my messy scrap paper here. And let's start with, I don't know all of the technical names of these under the sea items, by the way. So we're going to start with the dotties. We're going to just call them how they look, I guess. We're starting with these dots and Night of Navy ink. And you're just going to have fun with it, okay? So we're going to just ink up like that much of it and stamp that down there. Then we'll flip over to the other side, get some ink on your fingers. Why the heck not? Yeah, aren't they so fun, Alicia? And I'm glad your order finally came too, because I know you were waiting and waiting for the rhinos to come. So, all right, so let's clean this off. Now this is one of the stamps in here that actually does not, like, it's not symmetrical, obviously, right? So it's not going to be a perfect match, and that's okay. So we're just gonna have fun with it. So we're gonna ink this up again and stamp down, and I'm gonna stamp this one here. So just have fun and play, right? That's what it's all about. We just play. Oh, funny, Alicia. And we've got that, and then we're gonna do that side there, just like that. Okay, so let's, since we have Night of Navy out, we're gonna stamp our sentiment real quick. We don't need the foam mat underneath because this is cling mount, so it has that red rubber foam like support cushion with it, but we're just gonna go with it and just stamp that in the middle. Okay, then we can close up Night of Navy and put that away. And we've got our little piece here again, and we will grab Granny Apple Green. And we've got our little squiggly. We've got our dotties and our squigglies. And we'll go ahead full strength. My Granny Apple Green needs to be re-inked. We'll full strength stamp these. Okay, and we'll add one more over to the side here. Okay, clean these off. This is the last, for this week's class, the last reverse we have to do. Okay, peel that off. It also could be bacon because it kind of looks like bacon. I mean, bacon isn't that squiggly. Get more ink on your fingers. All right, stamp that off and stamp that down. We'll do the same thing over to this one. And then flip it around, stamp off, and do that one. So there we go. There's that. And then the last thing we have to stamp is our fishies. So I'm going to use Calypso Coral and grab our little fish stamp here. And we'll just go ahead and stamp them over to the left. I almost said to the right. We're stamping them to the left. And close up Calypso Coral. And there we go. All right, so let's start assembling. We'll save fussy cutting for later. All right, let's take this piece here and we are going to dimensional the back again. Now, the fun thing about this embossed piece is you really can't tell which side is the back, so just pick a side. Pick a side to be on top, okay? All right, we've got those dimensionals down. Let's peel up the backings. And we will stick this down here. Okay, go ahead and fold and burnish our card base. And just like that. And then let's go ahead and we'll add some seal to the back of our basic white aquarium piece here, right? And we'll get that glued down to the inside of our Calypso Coral rectangle. Then we'll add some dimensionals to the back of this. And peel off those backings. And we'll get this adhered kind of to the left-hand side a little bit. Just wherever it looks good. It's definitely closer to the top than the bottom. Oh, thanks, Terry. Yeah, you can always, the replay should be available right away. So, all right, so now we're going to trim this down because look, that just like takes up our whole scene. So this is like, some people are really good at this and I am not. And yeah, so that's just how it's, I'm going to start that off. I might chop off a bit of a letter or something. And you can see like other people totally would have gone up here. Where would you stick your dimensional? That's my argument. Where would I put my dimensional if I went all the way up there, right? And I'm just kind of going squiggly because the words or the letters are going squiggly. And around. And honestly, it looks good. It's just, I gotta get over my dislike of fussy cutting. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I just have to find a way. All right, let's see. See, I'm not even gonna make that look pretty because it's all good. Okay. Loop-de-doo. And we're just gonna like do a little here, but then we're just gonna come right back up. Okay. Okay. And you make it look as pretty as you want to when you're cutting yours out. Oh, Terry, you don't like fussy cutting either. Yeah, I don't blame you. And then your paper gets in your way, so you just chop it off. And voila, there we go. Now we move those bits into the bin, the trash bin. And then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip this over. And on our K right here, I am going to fit in very carefully. On that one, I didn't cut as close. So you've made 3 rhino cards already. Wow. Yeah, I love those rhinos. So okay, so I'm double dimensionaling here because I want it to be dimensional, and this already is. So we need double dimensionals here. Yeah, it doesn't come naturally to me either. I think I was talking with Alicia about this last week, but or maybe it was on a live video, but you know, people say, I have learned when I've tried to like learn how do you do it better. And people have said, don't turn the scissors, turn the paper. Like keep the scissors where they are and then turn the paper. It just doesn't work. It still looks choppy for me. So I totally get where you're coming from, Lori. I think it's just like, yeah, it's in your blood or it isn't. Okay, so I'm gonna lay this guy down. Oh, I want him lower. I'm gonna stick this guy down, and I'm kind of watching out of the corner of my eye here, like where the dimensionals sit, so I can butt it up as close as I can to my rectangle, okay? But it does hang over the edge a little bit, and I love that look. So let's finish this one off with some rustic metallic dots. We'll stick one there and one there. And that is card number 3. How fun is that one? So let me pull in, we'll pull in all of the cards, okay? So the ones on the top are the ones I made before, and the ones on the bottom are the ones we made tonight. And there they all are. So again, if you would like this week's Sea Turtle class to go, place an order in my online store this week through Friday, March 17th, and make sure you use this, that host code right there. That lets me know that you want the class. It's kind of the class code that's tied to it. Orders of $35 or more before tax and shipping will get these 6 card kits for free from me. A $50 card will also get you a full pack of the rustic metallic dots, which we use on all of the cards. So thank you guys so much. Oh my gosh, you're also kind of have to scroll up. Yes, Terry said that's why they made dies. Yeah, I agree. And unfortunately, we don't get dies with every set, which I wish we did, but we don't. Thank you guys so much for watching. As a reminder, retreat registration is open. Card Club registration, if you want the Irresistible Blooms kit, is only open for like less than a week. So make sure you get registered for those. I'd love to see you at both of them, especially with the retreat. I don't do like face-to-face interaction type of events very often. And this one's fun because you can join on Zoom. You don't have to have your camera on. You don't have to unmute yourself or anything like that, but you can if you want to. And that's what makes it all the fun, is getting to interact with you. So I hope you'll join me. Please reach out if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye for now.